All right, everybody. I hope you're doing well today. Happy Friday. I decided to do an extended video for the twin flame perspective from both sides because both of my twin flame videos for today on TikTok were 3 minutes and 44 seconds long. And that does break down to an 11, but I thought that was so strange. And I did have a channeled message come through. So for some of you, all it would take is just one look. If you two were to meet eyes again, it would be over. Like, it would be over. I don't even care what your current situation is or what theirs is, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz if this resonates with you, okay? So let's get one oracle card for the Divine Feminine, please. Twin Flame 28, Awareness and Choices. I am aware that to make informed choices for my highest good, my mind, body, and heart need to be in sync as one. In synchronicity, I can create the future I need to complete my journey of self. Now, all right, let's see about the masculine. Card 22 came out in the pre-shuffle for both of you guys, so I wish I would have recorded that. Twin Flame 27, Ancient Calling. Trees hold the memories of Mother Earth as our soul holds the memories of our lifetimes. The vibration of love is felt as each twin awakens at their own destined time. So the Divine Masculine might be feeling the ancient calling, and the Divine Feminine is kind of focused on her own manifestation, healing, and growth. And on the bottom of the deck, we have Twin Flame 50, Happiness. From a distant gaze, your eyes met mine. Oh my goodness. Our hearts smiled because it knew that we had found each other once again. Happiness was felt in the core of our being as this moment was our twin flame awakening. So that's really pretty. All right. So now we're going to see how the Divine Feminine feels about the connection and about the Divine Masculine. Whoa, 3 of them came out together. Hold on, we're going to put those back in there. How does the Divine Feminine feel about the connection, please, Spirit? Woman holding a heart. Number 44. So there's nothing. Oh, and remember how I said the TikTok videos were 3 minutes, 44 seconds? 44 seems very significant. I think that the Divine Feminine knows that nobody else is going to have that piece of her heart or get in as far and as deeply as the Divine Masculine did. And she thought it was a very balanced connection as far as like passion and stability. King of Wands, there were definitely a lot of passion in there, and Ace of Pentacles. She thought that everything was going to go fine, that there was a strong foundation there. And I feel like his memory has burned a foundation inside of her as well. Does that make sense? Like, yeah, it's deep. Let's see about the Divine Masculine. How do they feel about the connection with the Divine Feminine, please? Deceit, number 25, and Happy Family, number 4. That one was kind of stuck, but I'm going to go ahead and keep it. I think that they know that they cheated themselves out of real happiness and what could have been a really nice future. And I'm sure that there's a 5 of Cups energy around that. Let's get some tarot to kind of clarify it here. The Chariot. Oh, was that the 5 of Cups? I think it was. So they might have thought that it moved too fast. And the intensity and how quickly that it moved might have frightened them. And then they thought maybe it wasn't real. But yeah, there's that 5 of Cups. Just like I said, 525 too might be significant. It just went too fast for them. And they cheated themselves. They sabotaged the connection. And they know that. All right. Now, how does the Divine Feminine think that the masculine views them at this time? We got second chakra, Archangel Ariel, and Patience. That is not, I'm not taking those because I didn't like the way that they flew out. And I don't feel that that is accurate. So let's see how they think the Divine Masculine views them. The Sun and Community. I think that they knew that there was a connection there. I think that they think that the Divine Masculine hasn't awakened. And that maybe they're not ready to do what would be necessary for their own happiness. But that's really good, because I was expecting the energy I was feeling with the feminine was that she kind of thought he didn't care at all anymore. Knight of Wands, Queen of Wands, the Moon, and the Hermit. Yeah. I think she thinks that there's a lot hidden, basically. A lot of fear there. A ton of passion. And I think that the Divine Feminine felt pretty used, which is ironic because these cards don't match the Sun and the Community card, right? But in the long spill of it, they kind of do, because, like I said before, she knows that the masculine knows that this was a special connection. But he didn't understand the depths of it. And depth is what I'm getting definitely with this Moon card, because she's going underwater. So she might think that the Divine Masculine thought that she was too emotional, that things were hidden, but I feel like she thinks she was used, like for the passion aspect, for the sex physicality of it, with the Queen of Wands and the Knight of Wands. And I think that made her retreat into the hermit mode and go inside herself and think about it. What about the Divine Masculine? How did they think that the feminine? I'm going to get one more for this. Door to Value and Angel of Balance. So that's also, positive. So they know that the feminine sees a lot of value, a lot of balance. So that's two references to balance here in this connection. And then let's see what we get with the others, with the tarot, because that's going to kind of change it up. Strength. But that's in reverse, and I usually don't read reversals, so, and they got the Hermit too. And the Queen of Wands. And the King of Pentacles. So they're aware also that the feminine is realizing the passion and the sexual nature of the connection. With Strength in reverse, I think that they think the feminine thinks that they're kind of cowardly, in a way, for not going forward towards this connection, because it was a stable connection. But with the Two of Swords, they just couldn't see it. And it just caused everybody to go within themselves and retreat. What's odd here is I'm not seeing a lot of love cards. And I really expected to see that. Let's get another oracle for the Divine Feminine about how they think the masculine sees them. Look at that, 2 serenades. Lots of mirrored energy. So confessions of love, messages found in songs or lyrics. So, whew, and that reminds me of the Coldplay song Fix You. So Google those lyrics and see. Trapped in a situation. But there's hope here with the golden egg, like upcoming blessings, luck is on your side. I think that deep down the feminine knows that this is going to come back around. Or she thinks that the masculine thinks that. Now keep in mind, guys, this is like a true twin flame connection, not a false twin connection. And also, I would never suggest, twin flames aren't toxic. It's not something that you're not going to want to go back to. Not saying you might not trust it a little bit. And then we've got 2 ancestor cards. Like the mirrored energy here is insane. And the Divine Feminine. Sirens, possible red flags, pay attention, be aware, 2 paths, decisions and crossroads, and headspace, thoughts, nostalgia, and regrets of past actions. So they think that this is what the Divine Feminine is thinking. They didn't choose her. And there's a lot of regret there. Excuse me. All right, let's see what the feminine considers to be blocks in the connection. And after we go through all this, I'll clear this up. I'll pause it, clear it up, and we'll get some message cards from both sides too, okay? All right. We have the burden, friendliness, the miser, and patience. So the divine feminine is really struggling with divine timing. It could have been that there's so much time that has passed since these two people said goodbye that she just doesn't have hope anymore. And there goes that candle. The lack of talking about feelings with the miser. 4 and 7 is 11 again. Friendliness, maybe there's not even a friendship there anymore. And if she could just get her leg back in the door, there'd be something to build upon. And the burden of whatever went down here. What is this burden? Oops, sorry. 4 of Swords. Page of Pentacles. So healing and a firm foundation is needed. And that feels like a big burden because maybe, I mean, if they're not speaking, if they're not on friendly terms, King of Cups, all this hidden love that's inside and not being spoken about. Okay. Let's see what the masculine thinks. What do they consider to be blocks in the connection? Silence. Okay, nobody's speaking. That is definitely a block. Didn't see that one. Whoa. They see all kinds of blocks here. Oh, there's friendliness. They got friendliness too, guys. So there's a conversation that's needed just to even be able to put the past behind you and start that friendship again. We've also got the dream, moment to moment, rebirth, silence, comparison, existence, and new vision. So they've got a lot going on. Or a lot of blocks that they see could be in this. Now, the biggest one to me is the comparison. So with rebirth, and I'm getting spirit chills as I say this. So it's very important that when this conversation is had and all of the feelings are put on the table, that that's done in a very vulnerable way, but also, I don't want to use the word blunt because I don't want it to come off as harsh, you know, but it needs to be logically vulnerable, if that makes sense, because there, you can't compare what it used to be to what it's going to be in the future, because it can never be there again. You know what I'm saying? It's got to be a complete rebirth. And so there can't be any regurgitation of the past. And that might be difficult because there's going to be a lot of forgiveness needed. Even if, you know, we think we forgive, once you're back in that situation, you get triggered over things, right? Friendliness, moment to moment. So divine timing, silence. The dream is interesting to me. New vision, that goes in well with the rebirth. So there's got to be a, what's the word I'm looking for here? I wanted to say compromise, but that's not the one that I was aiming for. There needs to be a new way of figuring out things, like how it was being done in the past obviously was not going to work, right? So the vision moving forward, there needs to be some planning and action behind that. And that goes in well with the dream. But I'm going to get a clarifier for the dream and existence. Existence might just be what is going on in their current reality that is making things difficult. With her here on this leaf and looking up at the shooting star, it almost seems like they might think it's impossible, or that distance might be an issue. So we have the Queen of Pentacles. So first, and the Devil. So some of them might be restricted in a relationship with like a children's mother, or a partnership that has to do with their stability. Let's see about the dream. The Hanged Man. The Emperor and Justice. Oh my goodness. 3 major arcana. So they have got to be willing to get out of hangman mode and out of emperor mode and take the steps needed for justice. And I think it just seems kind of, I don't want to say impossible, but not plausible to them in their current headspace, because they're definitely thinking from the heart. Let's see about the plan of attack for the rest of 2023 for the Divine Feminine. Dragon's Horde, protecting the future. So the Divine Feminine's goal here is to really protect her energy and still work on her healing and moving forward. And also something about foundations for the future. And there's 2 keys here with this magic like orb or magic ball. I'm going to go ahead and get one more. Radical acceptance. So she is definitely, and look at that, look at all those 2s. 212 might be significant to somebody out there. So she's surrendering to the connection and realizing everything's in divine timing and moving forward for her highest good. What about the divine masculine? What is his plan of attack? Sky Bridge, guys. 4, 7, 11. Oh my goodness. There's 11s all over this thing. Possibility for union. I think I'm going to get one more. So he really wants union to happen. And that's crazy because, you know, he's the one that sees all these blocks. There were so many less blocks for the feminine. 31 in the hand. The universe is your partner. So I'm getting a definite ancestral vibe and maybe the guides and some downloads in the dream state, that type of thing. What about, I don't need to do the feminines. That's pretty cut and dry. What about the masculine's plan of attack? This possibility for union. How's that taking place? The Fool. Shut up. They're going to do it. They are just going to do it before the end of the year. I just got chills. This is insane, guys. 8 of Pentacles. They're going to do whatever it takes to work through this and get to where they need to be. That's so awesome. All right, let's see about advice from Spirit for the Divine Feminine, please. Oops, oh, that one flipped over a little late. Divine timing. Patience, perseverance, peace. Trust that the divine knows when. Excuse me. Twin flames, crossroads, and ego. Follow your intuition with the crossroads. Twin flames is eternal love, reincarnation, passion, twin-seeking union. And ego, pride, jealousy, self-preservation, walls. Let your guard down. So all this good, release, surrender, everything, that's all that had to be done to free this connection up energetically for this divine masculine to come forward. But when that happens, don't let the ego get in the way. Remember all that new vision, comparison, all of that stuff. It's going to have to be like a complete clean slate, okay? So let's see what is the advice for the divine masculine. Oh, I don't like how those came out together, but we'll see. Oh, look at this. There's only one twin flame card in here, but there's the soulmate too. Compatibility, companionship, your best life partner. Hidden path, detour, slow down, explore, go in a new direction. So the new direction is going back to that flame, right? Looks like by the spring. Your love is blooming. Your answers arrive in spring. Now, there is the fear card here. Darkness, hesitation, insecurity. Know that you're protected. And here's the community card. So the feminine got the community card, and now the masculine has it as well. And so I think that that's like the spirit teams behind the scenes, both sets of ancestors, like coming forward to kind of try to make this work. This is fantastic, guys. I am so ready for this to happen. I don't even know what to say. So I'm going to pause it real quick. Actually, I'm not, because I have plans for this. But let's see. Let's just get some message cards. What would the divine feminine like to say to the divine masculine? I am becoming a better person. I'm grateful for the spiritual lesson. I left you before you could leave me. That could be for the divine feminine runners out there. I know I was a distraction from your pain, and I wish I had treated you better. I'm going to put this one back in. I felt like that was coming from the masculine standpoint, but if the feminine walked away first, that's where that goes. And she left just out of complete and utter fear. It was just complete self-sabotage there. And I think it had something to do with like not believing that someone loved them that deeply, that unconditionally, that truly, you know. What would the divine masculine like to say to the feminine? We will be together again. I wonder if you're happy without me. I know I crossed that line with you, and I knew exactly what I was doing. I'm going to get a clarifier for what I was doing, because I think that was when they pulled away, when they crossed that line. Could have been a ghosting. They could have just faded into oblivion. But there could have been some competition or conflict there. 9 of Pentacles, 5 of Wands. They might have felt like you had everything you needed, and they felt unworthy. Wow. Well, guys, I hope that this video was helpful, and please hang in there. I am trying my hardest to motivate whoever needs to come forward to have this conversation. I'll always root for love, and I'll always root for you guys as well. So I'm sending you a lot of love and light. This was an amazing reading. I'll talk to you soon. Take care.